Good morning, Ram fam. If you're watching this a different time, good evening, good afternoon, good night, whatever. It's a couple of days after Christmas. I'm tired. It's still the Joy Fest season. So if you're watching this video at some point in the future and you're confused as to what the hell this is, it's the Joy Fest. Calm down. But today I wanted to answer one of the most asked questions in my chat. Ram is, can I see your light bow gun build? It's usually this one or my sticky bow gun build. So I made a video. This is it. This is what it's going to be. It's going to be the only video on this specific build. Specifically, actually, it's 4 builds. 4 different builds. I'm going to show you today. Okay, well, I'll edit that out in post. 5 different builds. First build is going to be the sticky bowgun build of Aquashot. This one, I only have one version of it because it's honestly the most optimal one, and you'll be hard-pressed to find a better version of it. And the other 4 are variations of the elemental DPS aspect of this build. 4 different versions of it. 2 extremely non-comfy builds, and 2 very comfy builds, which I recommend. So, first things first, we're going to start off with the sticky bowgun build. This is the build I usually use to start off Safi sieges if I want to break the head or break the skull. It's super efficient. This build doesn't actually use the Safi armor. It just uses, I'll show you, you know what? I'll show you exactly what's on this build. This build, I only have one version of it. If you wanted to use this for something else besides Safi, you would probably still want to keep this build because stickies are really good at getting horn breaks on various monsters like, say, I don't know, Diablos or Shara Ishvalda. I love saying that name, by the way. This build is great for just breaking things. So when I use this on on Safi, use this specifically on Safi, I usually go for the wings and for the head. That's usually what I focus on. If somehow I still have leftover ammo, I usually go for the arms or whatever else the other DPS are focusing on. But this combination right here is your best bet, honestly. It really is. You're able to get 5 agitator, 5 artillery, part breaker, 3 health for just maximum comfy. And the reason that I went with 2 pieces or Magdaros over 3 is mostly because, if I remember right, you're able to get in some extra skills using 3-piece Narga. Not to mention the fashion as well. I mean, I look okay. These builds aren't meant to be fashionable, but I mean, the top is a Tuliaku layered, and the bottom, all of the bottom is Narga. You can see my MC Hammer pants. Doesn't look that terrible, but it's okay. Don't judge me. But this build I found is the best way to break wings and get head break on Safi, and also be somewhat comfy. If you wanted to drop any of the vitality or more comfiness, what would you do? I'm not actually sure what you would do, but I'm sure you could figure out a way to squeeze in peak performance. The awakening on the weapon is 1 Zora Magdaros, and 5 attack, or 4 attack. So it's pretty straightforward. But this specific combination I found just works best versus using 3-piece Zora and 2 Narga and like had the other Narga on the weapon. This combination I found works the best. If you do have a better combination, I would love to see it, but I found this to be the most optimal for what I wanted to accomplish. I know a lot of you guys don't like vitality on your light bowgun sets, but personally, I really suck, and it's kind of hard for me to read chat and dodge every single attack from Safi. So I kind of rely on the extra vitality to survive. But yeah, this is the build. Soak it all in. Hope you guys like it. I know everyone always asks me about it, so here it is. Next build I want to talk to you guys about is the DPS aspect of Aquashot. If you want to see that build specifically in action, you actually go to one of my previous videos where we got the 1528 speedrun. I know it's not that fast, but I mean, you know, I'm not a speedrunner, and we just tried for like, we gave it a couple tries and wanted to see how fast we can get. And that was the fastest one, so if you want to see exactly how it is in action, you can look at the previous video. I believe it's Safi Speedrun or something. Nothing fancy. This is the build specifically I used for that. Now, let me give you some backstory on this build. This build is based off a viewer in chat, because we always run with this guy named Route. And one night, I noticed that every other run, he was getting P1s, or Phase 1 kills on Safi, with random groups. And I was, like, freaking out. I was like, okay. Route's always been, like, a pioneer when it comes to builds. He always, like, knows the meta before any of us do. And I noticed he kept getting random P1s with random groups. And usually have him on a separate group, because otherwise, if me and him were in the same group, or him and someone else are, like, decently geared and skilled, like, we would get too many P1s. But I noticed he was getting P1s with every other random group, and I was like, okay, what is Route doing? And that's when Route showed us his build. I'm going to show you, you know what, I'm going to show you his version of the build first. I don't know if he's changed anything yet, but this is his version of the build. And his version of the build is not comfy at all. It's pure DPS, and I only recommend it if you're very skilled and very focused. But this is the Aquashot DPS build that Route uses. I'm crediting him specifically because it's his build that gave me the idea. So his version of the build is just pure DPS, and just having one of these Aquashots in your group, if you are pretty damn skilled, I've gotten random P1s abusing, I don't want to even say using, abusing this build. I was able to get random P1s a bunch of the time if I just tried really hard. So if you want to get P1s with random groups, this build will do it for you. It is pure DPS, pure DPS, pure squishy, and so if you do this build right, you will just destroy Safi. It just takes one. It just takes one, and as long as everyone else is relatively competent, you will probably get a P1. So with this build, you want to specifically go for the back legs. Elemental ammo has a pierce effect, and it pierces through, like, just like how a pierce bowgun would pierce, but it does way more damage for some reason with the elemental plus the raw attack on it. So we have, as far as the augments or the awakening on it, we have, here we go. We have 3 attack. The elemental capacity 3 is the level 6 skill, by the way. It's level 6 skill and 1 reload assist. And on the bowgun itself, you have 4 recoil suppressor, which gets you down to 1 recoil, which makes this really, really good. So there is no defense on this build. It's pure offense. What you want to do is typically aim for the back legs during the first 2 phases and have it pierce all the way up to the front legs. Once you get to the final phase, if you focus on the tail, you will do massive damage when it's enraged. Or when it's in super critical mode. You will do massive damage focusing for the tail. Like, ridiculous damage. Like, more damage than any other weapon aside from, like, Greatsword. And Greatsword really is the only thing that can out DPS this, and that's only as long as Greatsword is not whiffing a single true charge slash. Otherwise, even if it did not whiff a single true charge slash, you'd be hard pressed to out DPS this build. But for those of you who aren't that great with light bowgun and want to like have a more comfy version of this build, not to mention this build uses 3 expert 4 decos, so this build will be pretty hard to make. I'm lucky that I actually had 4 of these, but you get 1 by default at the start of the game, and then you would have to get the rest. The comfy version of this build, of this specific build from Route, would be this version here. This version I modified slightly to be comfy. This is the version that I use. Wait, no, this isn't it. This isn't it at all. What version is this? No, is this the same build? No, this is okay. This is it right here. Okay, this is it right here. This is the build I used in my speedrun video. This build right here it's missing the 4 attack, but I'm adding 3 health boost and 1 blight resist, so pretty much replace 4 attack for comfy, essentially. The 3 health boost will make it to where you aren't just instantly one-shot by a lot of things, and the max blight resist will make it to where you will never catch on fire. So if you get pinned by Safi, you don't ever have to worry about dying from burning or dying from the burn effect at the end, and so you don't have to rely on anyone's heals. So this version of the build is a lot more comfy, highly recommended. You still need 3 expert decos, so again, if you don't have the 3 expert decos. Also, one other thing to mention about this build, because it's the comfy version of this build, there's a reason he has 4 attack in this build, and so he gets that extra 5% affinity. So to make up for that extra 5% affinity, you will have to augment an extra 5% affinity, which means you will have 2 less elemental. You can see on my augments here. You'll have to augment level 2 affinity, and so you'll have 2 less elemental augments. His version of the build, the glass cannon build, has 1 affinity augment and level 3 elemental status up, so it'll do slightly less DPS on that end as well. This build still edit that out in post, please. This build still need those 3 expert decos. So we have one more alternate build from another viewer in chat. That this is the build I haven't tested out though, but from the looks of it, it looks pretty damn solid, and I'm actually quite impressed what he was able to come up with. And I never actually really thought of the idea. This build is from a user named Luna in our chat. This is his original version of the build, another pure glass cannon build. This build has a lot more raw DPS and is arguably more glass cannon. Yeah, this is the build. I think it's the build. Yeah, this is it. Yeah, I have to apologize. It's really early. I'm tired still. This version of the build, it never occurred to me to actually use Maximite for Lightbow Gun. But it actually works, because with Lightbow Gun, you don't ever really use stamina unless you're dodging. And so you're usually running around with max stamina the entire time attacking. And so this build takes advantage of Max Might, which normally really sucks in Iceborne. But for Lightbow Guns, it works. So difference in this build is you have 5 Agitator and... Oh, that's what's different. Okay, hold on, let me fix this. Oh, this build's messed up. Yeah, there it is. I was like wondering, why do I haven't, this build didn't have health, the original build. Hold on. There it is. Okay, this is the version of the build. The difference in this build compared to the other 2 builds is this build has 5 Agitator and 5 Resentment, but it doesn't have the Spare Shot Charm. So, you're not getting any extra procs. You're not getting any extra procs of free ammo from Spare Shot, but you are getting more guaranteed raw DPS. The extra, what is it? Extra 20 attack. Starting from phase 2 is when it starts getting agitated or enraged. All the way from the secondary all the way to the 3rd. I'm pretty sure it's in permanent enrage. I should know this having completed Safi 100 times, but yeah. So you're getting 20 extra attack and 10 affinity from this. 30 affinity is from your Maximite, which is, by the way, it's on Safi Alpha. If you haven't noticed, this build specifically is using Safi Alpha, the bottom 3 pieces, because there is 3 Maximite on these pieces. I didn't even realize this because I don't normally make Alpha pieces, but there is Maximite innate on Safi Alpha, so it actually works out perfectly. And the reason you're using Safi Alpha not only for the Maximite, but because you're using the Alpha pieces, you're essentially getting an extra level 2 slot per piece instead of having a level 4 slot and having no Maximite. So the Alpha pieces literally let you squeeze in another level 2 skill, which is how you're able to get 5 Resentment. So you have 5 Agitator, 5 Resentment. You're doing significantly more attack per hit, but you're not getting any extra procs. and this is also another pure glass cannon build. Again, if you're gonna run this kind of build, be very, very careful. You don't have to worry about crit eye. It has 1 level of crit eye for extra affinity. As far as the augments, I'm pretty sure you just need level 1 or level 2. Level 1 or level 2 affinity to get the 100%. But it shouldn't be that big a deal. But it's another glass cannon build that definitely does more DPS than the previous sets for sure. But glass cannon, it's easier to make for sure. You don't need 3 expert 4 decos. But I only recommend this version of the build if you are extremely comfortable with light bowgun. Now the final version of the build, or of these builds, is the comfy version of Luna's build here, which is just this. The comfy version basically just drops resentment and uses the regular beta pieces for max might and vitality. That's all you need to do to make a comfy version of this build. And you still have 2 resentment. But if you wanted to, you know what I would do? Actually, I would do the glider mantle. Glider mantle is a really good mantle for just like having extra skills, because it lasts really long and it has a really short cooldown. So just glider mantle with resentment for the 5 resentment here. And you're not really missing out on that much damage. You're pretty much trading 3 resentment for 3 vitality, which is good if survivability is a concern of you. I highly recommend this build. In fact, I'll probably be testing out this build today to see how it performs versus the normal build I usually run. So be on the lookout for that on stream today. As of me recording this, it is 6:40, and these are the builds. These are the light bowgun builds, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Safi is gone January 5th, and I did not realize this video would be so long, but I wanted to give you guys all the details on these light bowgun builds that you guys keep asking about. So here they are. Enjoy. I'll be posting these on my Discord as well. I'm really behind on those on my Discord. I'm sorry. I'm so terrible at my job, but I stream a lot, so if you have any questions, I will refer you to my stream. Ask me there. Until next time, Ram fam, it's been a pleasure. These builds were builds from me and builds from my community. Everything I do is crowdsourced by my community. My community helps me make builds. I improve other people's builds. People show me really crazy and wacky builds, and I love to share them with you guys. So thank you, everyone, for watching. I will see you on Twitch. See you in the stream. And Merry Christmas. And follow me on Twitch. And don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe, and hit the bell. And hope you guys enjoyed this. If you want me to cover any other videos, I do plan on doing a greatsword video as well with greatsword builds, greatsword Safi builds specifically. I won't be doing any videos on older builds, but I'll be posting them in my Discord. I do have a lot of builds. I have like a lot of builds. So if you want to see those, I'll be posting most of them in Discord. But I'll be making videos on the Safi builds I've discovered and stuff. So I'll be making one on greatsword for sure, and maybe charge blade. And there's people have made videos on like Glutton 3.0 and stuff like that, so you can just watch those if you want that. But I'll make my own version of that build. If you guys want more videos, build videos, just let me know. Let me know in the comments if you have any more questions, stuff like that. Until next time, we are running really long, okay? I didn't mean for this to be so long, but I'm really good at just talking out of my butt for this long about builds and stuff that I'm passionate about. So, I will see you on Twitch, and good night.